What's going on is the Wolf, and we are back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. And as always, I'm excited. I think I'm always excited because I'm just always operating with good energy. So I'm excited today. No guest today, you know what I mean? Just me and my guy Q.
That's why you excited, because we just get our shit off today. You know,
I don't know. I haven't figured it out. You on the tail end of your 10-day contract. I don't know if I'm
the
extending
longest
yet.
10 days in history, but that's okay though. Yeah,
we might give you, I just think it's cheaper that way. Like, we just keep giving you 10-day contract, we give you the vet minimum.
That's fair. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
We don't never got to give you no real serious contract. No, we don't got to give you no benefits. It's like so many things that come with not giving you a long-term deal that it just makes sense for the company.
Definitely got to go to urgent care.
We're back with another episode, joined by my guy Q again. You know what I mean? So Q, let's talk, man. How was your week? When I ask you how was your week, do not give me the short form life is life fucking version, because that's not the truth. How was your week?
Truly, man, life is life. But no, my week was good as always for the most part. I always try to stay level-headed, you know, shit like that. You know, I'm sure my girl did some dumb shit to annoy me, whatever, but that's what they do per usual. But nothing catastrophic, you know, per usual dumb shit. So that's cool. You know, we're still in a great space as always. My baby, you know, her school did some dumb shit, but to try to get her into a new school soon. I was doing.
Oh, you just done with everybody.
It's funny. Actually, I'll say this. So we actually went on a school tour because my daughter's current school, they just, you know, like, want to do a different situation now, whatever. And my thing with school, I don't know how you feel, but like, I just don't really fuck with just white schools. Because I don't know if you know this, but I'm not white. So I never really understood that I did.
Part of you. You're not
brown
cultured.
paper bag test? Like,
you're not cultured. You're like the white black guy at best.
Donald Glover is crazy. Like, the Donald Glover smell is ridiculous.
I would have gave you Tiger Woods, but whatever.
Damn, he beneath. I could accept that Tiger Woods is just black. We might got to remember after this, but no. Yeah. So I was raised by a super racist mom. So like, I came out.
He just out the gun firing.
Yeah, I came out like on like my mama's at 10, like Malcolm mixed with Umar. Time shit, whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I just prefer to not be consumed by whites all the time. Yeah, it was like a good medium mixture of everything. So my girl, she wanted to go to a Catholic school tour. She said, let's do a Catholic school. And I'm not really into, but I did it to oblige her, because, you know, you gotta listen to women sometimes. So we did.
You are a feminist.
Not today. But so we did the tour, and I just was, you know, good curriculum, good shit there, but I just was turned off by, honestly, all the whiteness. Like, it just,
this is crazy.
White people everywhere, and St. Nicholas, this, Saint this, that, this, and that. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. But yeah, so that was part of my week, whatever. Other than that, though, good shit. Life is life.
We'll unpack a little bit of your ism. We'll get to that. But for me, my week.
How about you?
My week was like, I had a lot of life stuff happening this week, a lot of transitions, couple things that I had to work through within my personal life. Therapy was this week. It was a good session.
Ms. Rhonda.
Very much needed. Shout out to Ms. Rhonda. I think it's always good to get one in. Like, I think if you can go weekly, you should go weekly. But if you can't, then try to go as often as possible, because you never know how much you need it until you walk out. So, you know, that was good.
Felt lighter. And
yeah, it was for sure, because I don't vent. Like I don't vent about my relationship to people. You know, I try to get minimal. Even if I had a discussion, I try to be minimal with the description of what's going on. But when I'm in therapy, it's like, that's my time to unload and, you know, get perspective, whatever the kid may be, because my therapist is a black woman. So she's going to have that black woman experience to give me a good perspective on, you know, which is always good, because I'm intelligent and, you know, I have a perspective. So being able to get an extended perspective from somebody else that can ask me questions that allow me to think in ways that, even if I thought maybe a little deeper, you know what I mean, or ways I probably didn't think. So, you know, that was that. And I just feel like now I'm intentional. Me and my girl have talked about being more goal-oriented within a relationship, as opposed to just being individually goal-oriented. And we just moving in that space. Her energy has been better, because I always talk about the energy that I don't feel like. I'm really am like naturally a high-level person. I don't really like certain energy. So, you know, that was one of the things that, you know, she's working on. And for me, I'm working on my patience. I'm working on, you know, things about myself, and just even receiving more help, in a sense, not from a prideful way, but just I'm always used to just having it. So just being more inclusive, you know, allowing her to thrive in her strengths of what she want to contribute, and just, you know, working my way.
And of course, I know you always talk about big of like a solo therapy journey. Have you ever done or would you ever do couples
Never,
therapy?
ever.
Okay.
I would never do couples therapy.
Why is that?
Because I don't believe that that's conducive for me now. I don't know what that would look like in a marriage, but I don't feel like we need a third party to communicate. If we get to that point, I'm concerned because it's like if you wait all week to tell somebody else some shit you could have told me, I'm not going to like that. And I feel like I want to create a space that's safe enough for us to talk and vice versa.
What if there's nothing that's, I'm just,
Yeah.
What if there's nothing that it was like you didn't hear all week, but it was just like y'all just unpacking things y'all already discussed to further get better understanding? As the non-therapy guy, I'm just, being devil's advocate.
No, I still don't think I'd be a fan of it. I'm just not a fan of me personally. I just think individual work is important for any relationship. And again, if I get married and it might be something, then that might be a different conversation.
Entertain them more because y'all married.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. I've actually almost I thought that actually was like a thought, like that might. But then I thought about it. I was like, really, how would I really feel about it? And I'm like, I probably wouldn't be a fan of it. Not just ruling it out because it might work for people, but I just feel like I want to keep our certain level of communication in house. I'm cool with her going to go talk shit about me to her therapist, and I'm cool going to go talk shit about her to my therapist. But to be in a shared space with a mutual mediating party as they try to unpack, I don't feel like dealing with the biases, whether on my side or against it. I just don't want to deal with it. I feel like that'll create more of a wedge because it's like now we are waiting to go to therapy to say certain shit. Because what if I'm getting agreed with them? I'm not going to say nothing until we get in there. I'm going to unload it in front of, whoever we in front of. I don't want to do that. I'd rather it be like we go do the individual work, but then at some point we come back and we figure it out.
I definitely understand that. It's funny because my girl, she mentioned that a while ago. As the
I'm a certified relationship coach if you ever looking.
But I am as well. That's why I don't really need to go because my 3-chapter book.
But you're not certified.
I am.
No, you're not.
In all 48 states except Alaska and Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Fuck Boston. I'll show you my certification. It's like I just about to expire. But when she mentioned the couples therapy, we didn't do it. And I wasn't really for it per se. But in my mind, I'm like, if I ever would go to therapy, it's way more likely I would do couples therapy than I would do solo therapy. Cause how I look at it is like, again, I don't feel like need therapy because I'm fully unpacked. But with a relationship, it will never be unpacked because literally men and women think differently, so it's never going to be in sync type shit just naturally. Yeah. Even your greatest partner is going to just be some slight disconnect.
100%.
Yeah, so I feel like that actually just makes sense in my brain. Not saying I would do it, but I was like, the longer I stay with you probably got to go there eventually. Like.
Yeah, and I mean, y'all engaged to be married. So like, I feel like y'all got 9 years in, you know what I mean? Which I always tip my hat to because I could see, especially through the transitions of the world and social media and expectations. So the fact that y'all are able to overcome all of those different transitions in the world, that's a big accomplishment.
Think about like all the dumb shit she might have said.
No, I could only imagine. I actually want to unpack. I want to unpack some of the things that y'all had to overcome, but it might not be a camera conversation.
Yo, I'll smut our whole relationship.
Well, talk. Come on, it's your day, Q's day. Come on, it's your day, bro. You put up 20 today. You get 10 minutes.
20. That's it.
You're not getting 40.
Damn, shaving points. It's crazy. No, let me think of something that's that's not privilege. But what I will say is,
see how we pass nigga the ball. He dropped
this. Wasn't on a play. Like it was fucking Hail Mary.
This is why I flag him off. Like. This is why I pushed the flag him off and I take the shot. Nigga said, yeah, because
all right.
Put the thought bubbles over his head, man. That boy had a moment. Go ahead.
All right. Smut your girl out first.
No. So look, I think for me, just patience, bro. Like learning, like, and I had to just tell her the other day, like, we literally are only a year and 4 months in. Like, we don't have that much time in. So we can't try to get reparations for the time we invested in other people. We have to come in understanding exactly where we are in our journey. So that came after the catastrophic week of it leading to that being the end all be all. Just realizing like, yo, you know what? We cannot recoup what we lost from the past and we cannot bring that here. We have to look at this for what it is. And, I'm big on Tabula Rasa, clean slate. So it's like, no, I actually got it from my mentor. Shout out to Tam.
So she made it up.
I don't know who made it up, but I just know I got it from her. Okay. I'm big on having a clean slate. So it's like, don't punish me. TABULARASA. No, I'm good. I majored in English.
I'll write it down.
Yeah, so it's a clean slate. So it's like I'm big on don't penalize me for something I didn't do, and I won't do it to you. Let's let each other make our own path. No one has walked this path before. So we're not going to act like you're going to get penalized for following in somebody else's footsteps and vice versa.
Yeah, I got 2 smut tails, I'll say. So I remember the very first argument me and my girl ever had. And again, as with most things, she started over nothing. You know, that's how it goes, whatever. You know, women like starting dumb shit.
He's not a feminist today.
So, you know, I used to be bigger on social, not, well, I don't want to say bigger, more invested in social media, whatever, like social media engagement, tweet and shit like that, whatever. And so I've always joked, always sense of humor, whatever. So I remember one time a girl I was cool with had tweeted something like, nothing like, whoever want their dick sucked, DM me, nothing like that, something, whatever. And all I did was put the eye emoji wherever she said. It wasn't nothing crazy.
So you started the argument. What the fuck?
I did not start the argument. She started the argument.
Your act started the argument.
No, my girl.
No, you put the eyes over somebody saying.
I think it's ex. My act. Yes.
Your act. Your act.
She started arguing. So I put the eye emoji, and my girl was like, "Oh, so this what we doing?" Ain't my girl ever say that, but there be some dumb shit after. This is what we doing, and I was like, and mind you, one thing my old head always told me, and I knew this, but he crystallized when he told me years later after shit like this. He's like, you have to set precedents in relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because if you don't, shit going to build.
It's just a boundary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this was a precedent where I didn't even like acknowledge what she was saying. So I'm like, yo, what you not gonna do?
It's complain about
some social media shit.
Yeah.
Unless you see me fucking a girl, see some evidence of me trying to fuck a girl or girl trying to fuck me, I don't care about none of that shit you even talking about. Don't care. Don't bring that shit to me. This is stupid.
Yeah.
And of course she didn't like that response, whatever. It was a little back and forth, but that was it though. And I didn't even acknowledge it because who gives a fuck? I don't care. I don't care what you tweeting about. Still to this day, I don't know. None of my girls' social media pages. Never followed her. Never gave a fuck. She's a woman. Of course she followed me, whatever. But it's like, don't bring me no dumb shit like that.
Right.
Second thing I remember, this was a big argument was, let's see how you feel about this. I'm big on freedom over my phone. So once again, while I'm not trying to fuck a girl not trying to fuck me, nothing's inappropriate on my phone, I can do whatever the fuck I want on my phone. Mm-hmm. So one of my friends at the time used to randomly text me like, let's say 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Never like, hey, can I suck your dick tonight? It was like, oh, yo, this fucking Wale tape came out and fucking you saw this shit on World, wherever the fuck it was, something random, whatever. It just happened to be at 10 or 11 o'clock, whatever. Mm-hmm. And after a while, my girl would be like, yo, like, you know, that's kind of inappropriate or disrespectful and this and that and da-da. And I was like, fuck no, who gives a fuck, whatever, and that was the whole thing. So what do you think about it? Do you think there are disrespectful text hours?
I think that,
or communication hours, whatever.
No, I think that as I got older, because when I was younger, I was heavy on like, you know, it don't really matter. I just feel like I started to set my own communication boundaries for me more so, but I don't think it's a appropriate, inappropriate thing because it doesn't matter the time. It matters the context of what's being said. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's texting you at 3 a.m. because they just sparked the thought, yo, don't forget to listen to that mixtape I told you about at 7 p.m. And now I'm up and I'm thinking I text you. You ain't got to respond, but you could see the fact that I hit you up at this time because it's on my mind versus them saying like, yo, what you doing at 3 a.m. You follow what I'm saying? Right. So I think the context matters. And that's just what I'm big on because I be looking at it like I'll text somebody at 2 in the morning and I don't really think twice about it because I know that my intent is not in a bad way. You know what I mean?
You text me all the time. Pause. I'd be like, sir, why you think about me at 2 a.m.?
I don't be thinking about you. That's insane.
It's ridiculous.
But it just, for me, it's like I will just put something in a group chat, whatever. I'll text because it's right there and I don't want to forget. So it's like, I'm sending this message. You don't got to respond right then and there. So I wouldn't make that a big deal. But I think that I do understand the boundaries. Like I did have to start, because like I'm certified as a relationship coach, but at one point I was actively coaching. So if a girl going through some shit at midnight and she just like, oh my gosh, I need to get on a call. Sometimes I would take the call like, yo, and it'd be on a call for an hour. But it's not about me. It's about whatever they got going on and me just advising them because I'll take, I can't even remember what I categorized it in my services, but like an emergency call essentially. I forgot what I called it marketing wise, but I would take those calls. But eventually, even though my girl ain't really complain, I just started to set the boundary. Like, all right, you know what? I ain't going to be in bed at midnight, you know, giving somebody advice when we could be asleep. So that was just like a me thing. But, you know, to each his own. I don't think she wrong for feeling like is inappropriate, but I think that it's just not about the time, more so about the context. So if you got a friend that's texting you like, yo, don't forget to watch Martin tomorrow, it's like, I don't see the big deal, but that's just my perspective, you know what I mean? But it's just like, she like, hey, and it's midnight and it's just like.
Or the eye emoji.
Yeah, like some eyes, like, you up? You feel me? Like, I can understand, but I don't know, I feel like, you know, you a manimous. And I feel like you definitely a manimous. And
yeah, and again, I'm also, what keeps me in alignment about these type of discussions, and I always think about this in relationships, like, and being in alignment, not being a hypocrite. So it's like, and I feel like.
So if somebody texts her at midnight, you wouldn't give a fuck?
Wouldn't give a fuck, nor would I know, because I don't know who's texting you at 11 o'clock, because your phone, people phone ring. I don't be caring about what the you know. And again, it's funny, as I've gotten older, I've also started to build boundaries where back then I probably would be like, oh, I can't lie, I'll be asleep now for like, but back then I would be up and I would just text back because the phone's in my hand. Now I intentionally put my phone on do not disturb at 11 o'clock. I don't give a fuck who texted me. Like, it don't matter or whatever. So I'm not responding regardless, but if you happen to see my phone ring, what we really talking about?
It's really, I mean, we're adults, and it's just like, I'm not big on because I understand, like, I'm a grown man. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm not going to do what I don't want to do. So it's like trying to micromanage or, you know, essentially be my probation officer where you think I'm about to check in with you before I do something. I just think that that's just overbearing, and that's just come from a place that I just don't operate in. Like, I feel like if you say you're going to be doing X, Y, Z, do X, Y, Z. If you add any other letters in the alphabet and you don't communicate, that's going to create a problem. It's just that simple. If you're okay with going through a problem because you wanted to add extra letters, then so be it. But if you just do what you say you're going to do, then I just think that's just what it is. So if I say, yo, a girl texting my phone is not on that type of time, I got to stand on it not being on that type of time. And if I'm lying about it, then I got to be okay with dealing with the consequences and repercussions that come from my actions. But you can't prevent my actions by trying to tell me what I can and can't do. Like, we not adults. I just believe that, I don't know, I got a video that always go up where I just say, I don't go through phones. Like, that's like drinking bleach. Now, it's funny, I want to add context to that too, especially considering now I'm in a relationship, right? Because some people feel like, oh, they not. When I say that, I'm more so mean, I'm not about to, like, invade somebody's privacy, right? But I put it in perspective, it's like, if a motherfucker sees something that's questionable, they want you to show them, I'm not gonna be mad at that person that want to see, you know, not like, oh, show me your phone, I'm gonna go through your phone.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
So basically I'm saying, like, say if it's like some shit where it's like somebody's proving a point using their phone to do that.
Right,
and you like, you'll look at the proof that they're showing, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I wanted to add that because I don't want to, because even in my comments, motherfucker, like, man, no, you true. I'm saying, like, I don't go through phones. Like, I'm not trying to crack your code. I'm not saying, let me check your DMs, let me check your messages. But if it's in a conversation, a motherfucker, like, no, this is that. It's like, that's different. Like,
I would never.
Yeah, like,
no.
No,
rebuke it.
don't even show me, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, it just wanted to add context to that. But yeah, I don't go through phones. Like, I don't believe in it. I don't want your passcode. I don't need to see what you're doing. Just be who you are and be who you tell me you are. Do what you do and do what you tell me you're doing. Don't try to add no extra shit to it and don't try to hide nothing from me. And we cool. Like, I don't want to have no reason to be suspicious. Like, because nobody wants to be a fucking detective. Nobody want to even think. And if I ever feel like I got to apply for that job, it's not the relationship for me. The moment I got to become the master detective, it's not the relationship for me.
Yeah, I still cringe on my old young boy memories of being like that type of, like, retarded nigga when I, like, went through the phone.
Yeah, I did that my first relationship. That's why I won't do it no more.
Nasty work.
Yeah.
Nasty work,
You just feel nutty. I don't like the way my heart feels, my chest when I'm discovering something. I just don't. You just feel like a nut.
Disgusting.
Yeah, super disgusting. Yeah. Don't do it. You know what I mean? If you could, that's why I said it's like
Home
drinking.
Did that, so you didn't have to go through that.
That's why I said it's like drinking bleach, because it's like you're doing something that's going to hurt you. And it's like, why would you elect to drink bleach? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. But speaking of, to continue on a boundary kind of conversation, the idea of, kind of off mic before we have conversation about, like, your friend's significant other. Off mic? I said, what is that?
I don't know. It just sounded good. Maybe I tried to create a moment.
You did.
Go ahead. I tried to get you.
Holy shit.
And he zoomed in on my reaction. Go ahead.
But cryptic smut. But
that was playing the sax.
But the idea, you know, boundary with, like, your friend's significant other or your significant other in relation to your friends. And so, but how about, like, is there a such thing as a friend just seeming, like, too distant? Or, like, because I feel like I've seen people that complain about, not complain or have issue with, like, let's say you're, like, one of my friends, so you my friend, and my girl's coming in the room, like, yo, I feel like the vibe of your friend. I've seen that where, like, significant others will have issues. They will point out issues with friends because they don't like the energy between them. When it's like, but y'all also don't even have to be friends in the first place. But is there any thoughts about just, like, friends and others navigating? Some people being too close, some people not being close at all.
Yeah, I feel like considering my history, I never really was big on having my woman around my friends. Like, having a sense of who they are, having a solid, cordial relationship, I'm all for. But as far as in, like, it being like a huge friendship dynamic, I never was big on. I'm not going to block it if it's, like, organic. But at the same time, it's just like, just the way I was raised and the way I come up, I just was always, I don't try to be buddy, go lucky Joe. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll be respectful. I'll be cordial. If we have a game night, I'm going to be entertaining. That's all fine and dandy. But as far as in, if it's a gap in that connection, is like, you know, like you said, why you care? That's like it's like what type of vibe do you feel? Like, do you feel like this person is closed off because they don't fuck with you? And then again, why do you care? But then if it's like what is your thought? I would have, for me to understand that, I would have to understand the person's thoughts as to why that matter. Because I don't want to disregard it and it be a validity to it. And I don't want to over pursue it and it just be like going down a rabbit hole or nothing. But in totality, when it comes to, let's talk about in reverse, friends becoming distant once you get in a relationship. Are you getting distant from your friends? I feel like I've learned that to be a natural thing, because it's like if you are now in a relationship, your day-to-day activities and operations change. So you're not allocating your time the same to be in a group chat, to be around your friends. See, some people think, oh, you get in a relationship, you go cold turkey. No, but majority of the activities, if you have 80% single friends, are single activities that no longer involve you. So you find yourself less indulged into it. It's not necessarily a personal thing. It's more so just a thing where it's like, you know what? For what I'm trying to build, I'm building a family, I'm building a household. I got to be more invested into this than into that. And what I've noticed a lot of women to go through is I feel like female empowerment only fuck with single women. I don't see it as present for the ones that's in relationships. I feel like it's only a thing for the women that are single.
Misery like company.
You know what I mean? You said it, not me. But the fact of the matter is, and I've even asked women, so that's why I even feel the need to say it. I've asked women, and they'd be like, yo, you know what? It's crazy because the moment they get in a relationship, they literally just like get exiled, essentially. It's like, oh, you traded on us. And it's like, it's crazy because I feel like naturally in friendships in general, when you lose a friend, it don't feel good. But I feel like to feel like a motherfucker automatically is just no longer one of us. Like they not like us no more. The moment they get in a relationship is crazy. And I feel like I've noticed that a lot in that trend where it's like, you know, there's a lot of empowerment when you by yourself. Go ahead, do this, that, and the third. But it's not as much support for them when they get in healthy relationships.
Yeah, I think most people just have an issue with balancing things. That's when I always consider myself to have that strength where no matter what relationship I was in, who I was talking to, personals, whatever, I've always had a good balance of like, no, my friend's doing this, got this going on, this and that, whatever. And I think people just struggle with that. And I think women probably struggle the most. That's why they just...
Yeah, because they get up under us and they want to be up under
like,
us.
fuck them bitches. Like, no, my man. Then it's like, if it don't work out, now you gotta go back to your bitches.
But the crazy thing is, I think that's because they was made out of our rib and, you know, they are a helpmate and all of these cool things. I feel like that's why the moment they get with a good man or whatever, or in a relationship, before they even figure out what it is just a sense of purpose there. And it's like, you know, they want to overindulge in it. You know, they become extremely, you know, clingy and needy. And, you know, as men, we like that, like not the toxic clingy, but just like the feel desired. It feels good. You know what I mean? So we indulge with that as well. And like you said, we are just naturally more better at finding balance because we don't lean on our friends for as much. So because we never had a certain level of community, and now granted, I got a great friendships and I could lean on my friends, but I got to speak to being an anomaly. The average man don't really have that community of men that he can go to that's like, yo, look, man, I'm going through this. I'm stressed about this, and get some good valid perspective. Most of the time it's just sports talk and, you know, just regular conversations. So to cut that down to be around female company is easy because it's like, I ain't gonna fucking be around you niggas anyway. But for them, where it's like all this emotional support and it's back and then it's this and it's that, and it's like now when you detach from that, it's like you jump on an island and then they feel like, you know, oh, now because you jumped in that situation, you no longer have time for us. But it's like, nah, like when you really are building something, it's like, I catch you and I catch you, you know what I mean? And I feel like it shouldn't have to be one or the other. It should be a balance. Like,
absolutely.
I got time for my friends and I got time for my relationship.
And family as well.
Family, yeah.
I definitely tell I'm the one that kind of through all the years always said, yo, when the last time you hit up such and such? When the last time you did this? How about y'all go do that? Whatever.
Yo, I be telling my girl the same thing.
Do a girl trip, do whatever.
Go hang with them.
Leave me alone.
Right, but it's like, it's always, I mean, I don't really just feel like it. And it's like, no, feel like it because you got these people thinking I'm the reason you're not around. And it's not me, it's you.
My friends call.
Yeah, I'm you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, don't try to be mad at me for going with my friends when I got the invite. When you turned down 4 birthday dinners, a girls' night out, a Galentine, all of this shit that you could have did, ladies there at the pool. No, you should have did that because the moment I get the call to go watch the game,
my girl did her girl trip this year for the first time. I've been telling her to do for years. I was so happy for her. Have a great time. Do whatever. Yeah. Do it again. Do another one. Yeah, whatever. Like,
shit, because a trip for y'all is a trip for us.
Absolutely.
That peace of mind is priceless.
But back to the smut though. I actually don't focus on my girl's friends. And so one of them in particular, like, she cool, but we just don't. Actually, our best friend, we cool, we just don't click, and that's totally fine. I actually grown to understand that you just kind of weird, that's totally fine, whatever. But there's one bitch
Insane to say, but
yeah, one bitch though, it's kind of it's the vibe. For a specific story, right? So our baby shower, one of the most festive, joyous days you can imagine. A baby shower.
yeah, first baby.
In my home, not a hall, in the home.
Damn.
During the pandemic, life was in balance, precious. But no, so I never really fucked with this bitch in the first place. But it's cool. That's not a real. But that was always my mind. Yo, why this bitch just never like acknowledge me? Just always just kind of just go out of her way, just not say nothing. I feel it was kind of like rude behavior more so than like, oh, you're not Joe. Like, who cares? You're not my friend. But this day kind of crystallized it. So when she came into my house, the baby shower, late, walked past me, didn't even speak.
In your house.
In my house. And I was like, okay, cool. So I ain't crazy at it. It wasn't in my mind. You just have some shit. And what I think it is, I think oftentimes, I'm going to say just women, people have friends that low-key be hating on certain things. And I think it projects in certain regards.
So you think she don't like you because you're the guy? It don't matter. It's not personal. It's just because she has a man, and it's you just happen to be the one in that seat.
In there, because I think the energy would be a little extra, or whatever. But yeah, so it's always. But yeah, so I say all to say, it's always funny, just kind of like assessing and seeing how friends navigate. How about this? When you spoke about when the relationship ends, so we spoke before also about the idea, social media is big. That social media controls everything. The idea of people engaging or following significant others once they become exes. What are your thoughts on that?
I think to start following someone's ex is different than to be following them and not unfollow them, right? So it's like if you met my girl and y'all become social media followers, like then like it's like whatever. Who cares? If I'm not invested in. I don't look back. So it's like for me, I don't know who follows my ex, but it's like, if you, in your own right and regard, go out and seek out to follow somebody after they got out of a relationship with somebody, I just think that's weird. And I think that, that's just like a deeper agenda that you probably got to identify within yourself that I'm not going to put energy into, because I would hope that anybody that I've dealt with would just understand, like, like whatever this is, unless they had a relationship. But it's like the form one after we broke up is crazy to me. Like, I can't even justify that and make it sound cool because it's not.
Can't make it make sense?
No, because I can't see myself doing it. Now, say granted, you in a certain space and, you connect with this person and, I don't know, man. I don't follow my homies' girls and let's just unpack in this regard, right? I feel like I don't even look at my homies' women in that way. Like at all. It's like if he's family to me, you're family to me. So it's like for me, it's like I feel like so many men nowadays think more with their dick than they do with their mind, and they don't understand the power of real friendships and genuine relationships and just brotherhood and being able to turn down some shit. Like I wouldn't give a fuck if a chick that one of my homies used to fuck with tried to throw it at me. I'm still not going to knock that down. Now, there's certain women, when I'm single, of course, that if she was never off limits, I'm still going to run that past my homie. How do you feel about this? Because I never want to create a frenemy out of just over some pussy. Whereas, like, if a nigga say, no, it been plenty of times in real life where I've called my homies, yo, how you feel about such and such? No, that's a no-go. I won't press play on it. I don't give a, it was one time in particular, I had a chick at the crib. She came there on a 2-man, but I had to call out. I'm like, look, I'm not touching her until I get the green light. You feel what I'm saying? He gave me he was in jail at the time. So I waited till he called home. He called home. He thought, you could have did that. I wouldn't give a fuck. But because I didn't have that green light, I didn't press play on that. Now, when I tried to spin the block, my opportunity just wasn't there because it was like an in the moment type of thing. But I was able to live with not getting that because I understood that if I would have did it and he would have felt the way, I would have, that was my family. It wasn't worth it. So I feel like a lot of times nowadays, men just feel like they go off what the women vibe is. And it's like, you got to understand women are impressionable and susceptible, and they look to be led, and they could be susceptible more when they vulnerable. So you going off, when you got to be a man, you got to be a leader, you got to go off your vibe. You got to say, man, I'm not doing this because of my principles and my morals and what I stand for, not because of what vibe she giving me. And I'm throwing up the, like, something like, man, but you tell a nigga, he get mad at you. So what? Get mad at me for being a real nigga. Get mad at me for being a genuine friend. Get mad at me for telling you some shit that could have potentially been more detrimental if it didn't come through my door. But you're not going to get mad at me for crossing you. And I can live with that. And I feel like a lot of times most men just, they don't be on that. Like, niggas have lost the sense of just being thorough stand-up individuals and just not thinking with your penis and just being able to pass one up. Like, every hole ain't to be entered. Sometimes you just got to let that joint close. Real rap. That sounded crazy, but you know what I mean. Every chick ain't to be fucked. Every girl ain't to be penetrated. It's just not. That sounded crazy.
Facts, though. So I got a double topic for it. We can go either which path. We got option A, option B. Option A, what's the brokest thing you ever did or been through? Option B is financial advice for the listeners. Best financial advice.
So am I doing both, or is it just
Whichever
one
one
or
do
the other?
first.
So the brokest thing I ever did,
Or been through.
I mean, no, I had some times, bro. I had more of them times than I've had up times.
Let's
Like
talk
I
about
can't. But I used to go on sneak into movie dates.
Wait, so sneak in, like you didn't pay for the first one? Or
We didn't pay
snuck
for nothing,
Oh,
nigga.
shit.
I'm talking about literally. We'll go to Wawa, get my snacks. You
Okay.
know how we carry
load
it.
up, yeah.
Load up on my snacks, and it was the same routine every time.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew the door was broke. I knew the door was broke, so we would be walking like we about to walk in to pay, and I would just act like I discovered, like on the habit, like yo, I just found out in that moment, and I look at her like, what you want to do? Like, and like
Destiny.
What you think? Come on, we're going to do it real quick. Come on. I did that shit every week in 2014, the whole summer. Different dates. But it was a couple chicks that was like just thorough and they just knew. So it's like, yo, you trying to go sneak in the movies? But for the new one time, I tell you, my brother had this new girlfriend and she was like bougie. I don't know, for whatever reason, this nigga always got like a bougie chick. So we doing our routine. Like we crammed up in the car, 6 deep. 3 couples or whatever. We going to Wawa to get our routine, just take our shit or whatever the case may be. And she just like, y'all dirty, y'all stealing. So we had to try to make it sound. We had to try to make it sound thorough. Like who paid for stuff at Wawa? Like you just not cool. Like, but I just say all that to say it was like, nah. Like it was them days where we really, we did what we had to do or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that probably was right with our broken thing.
All right, yeah, that ain't nothing. Yeah, like I actually enjoy stealing from the movies. Like I just
No, I do. So it was fun.
Right, yeah.
Fun.
Like,
I didn't say it wasn't enjoyable.
No. I'm just saying I'm with you. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all. I'm the person that I don't go to the market no more. I discovered Instacart, and I actually care about convenience more than paying for groceries now, whatever. But my self checkout bandit, me, I most wanted. Like,
I mean,
so,
I don't know more, but yeah, because I just I just don't do it no more. But for sure, used to be.
Yeah,
I'm using my employee discount, 100%.
yeah, I enjoy doing that shit. Like even if it was just like one thing, I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with
Like,
something.
It was worth it.
Yeah, employee discount.
Absolutely, everywhere. Like ShopRite, Target, all that shit. Walmart. I'm taking.
So
something.
what was the broken thing you did?
Now, brokest thing I did. I'm sorry. Before I get to that though,
You stole from a chick.
that's crazy. But before I get to that, I want to say, with the movie thing, I just stole the movies the other day. I caught the Niagara special. I'm gonna pay for the first one,
Oh, then
but I'm seeing the rest of this whole day, whatever.
I would do that's
Career high is 5.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah.
I don't got enough movie in me to see 5. Like I'd be burnt out at 2. I'm going to sleep. But I think like me and my friends would do that unapologetically. But to plan my dates,
For sure, yeah.
it was crazy.
I respect it.
But I was strategic, and I don't regret it.
Absolutely.
And I had some of my funnest times doing it.
Brokest thing I ever did that comes to mind is paying for gas with change. Yeah,
Oh, I mean, that's not. I've done that though. You think that's the broken thing you've done?
paying for gas with change.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I was like 16 when I was doing it, but I was definitely going there with $5 worth of change and
I
all
was
that.
29. It's like I'm joking.
Oh, this was last week.
Today.
You got a job.
But
Nigga said, let me get 47.
16,
He said, let me get 477 on 4.
real quiet. No, you tell me, yo, $3, man. I just need to get home. I just need to get home.
I mean, shit be happening.
Yeah, so yeah, so that I think about that. How about some financial advice? What's something that you maybe in the past or now you think like some good financial game, advice, insight? What you got?
I would say keep a cash flow. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how much, I don't care if it's $10 a day, that's still $300 a month. Keep a cash flow, you know what I mean? Pay your bills on time. That's something that I haven't mastered yet. I'm a risk taker, so I just be like, I pay it when I pay it. But that's something that I'm actively today working on. Like just because I work better when I'm in front of my stuff anyway. You know what I mean? When I'm in front of 3 months in front, it's just more freedom. I could take more risk, whatever it can be. Even if you could do it. Like I'm not saying like it's not even about not having it. It's just about just doing it when it's due. Or doing it in advance or whatever the case may be. So my thing is paying in advance. I try to get 3 months out in front of everything or whatever. But if you could, if just anything, just pay your bills on time. I know that ain't like no advice to go get no money and none of that, but that's just something that's just responsible. You know what I mean? Like just pay your bills on time because you think different when you're not behind. I'm telling you, like you'll never know how much you think different when you got the freedom to be like, yo, I ain't got to worry about this shit. 3 months. Versus having to be like, damn, what I'm gonna do with this check? I got to do that. Because if you got 90 days to figure some shit out, you might take 3-4 checks and invest. Now you got a way to go, start a side hustle or something. So pay it on time or pay it in advance. You know what I mean? As far as in this level of advice, maybe I double back and give y'all some advice on how to make more money or something down the road. But as of right now in this moment, pay them bills on time and keep a cash flow.
I respect that. And again, I think that's still important information and just a perspective because, you know, I grew up of a, you know, environment of understanding that, like, to not even pay bills in full. Like just to pay enough to keep the shit on.
No,
and
facts.
You end up still being behind though. And then you can have the money, but again, people just their priority decisions. So it's like, I got the money, but instead of just paying the full, I can pay the minimum and then go blow the rest. It's like you could.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
I was that guy at the club too. Right. How much is it to keep the payment installment? Right. $127. I'll be paying that.
Yeah, so I'm super anal. Pause. I'm super anal with paying bills and whatever it is. All right, relax, Ricky. Oh, you smart? All right, cool. Really? All right, cool.
It was in no conversation.
That's a real word.
Ever a necessary plug?
It's
though.
A real word.
You see what I did there?
He's a rapper. He's good. But
no need to plug the anal into the conversation. I can't understand why he did that.
It's a real word.
I understand, but it's like, in what context is being ain't? Like, what does that mean?
What do you mean by
that?
Now
you have to dissect your philosophy.
What do you mean by that? Read a book.
Like, you can't just
call the dictionary.
You can't just make a thing. It's not a good time to use that word when you're talking about your anal.
Anyway, I'm serious.
Heavy pause.
Obsessive.
That's reset, man.
I'm obsessive with paying my bills in full. I don't care if I have nothing till the next check. I don't care. Just pay it all. I don't give a fuck, whatever. So I believe in it, and I feel it's come. I had to learn. I learned it obsessively, but I don't want to be behind forever. Now I'm gonna go this super extreme. I don't give a fuck what happens. I don't care if I got $1. Just pay it all and go.
I think I'm getting to that point. Like now, that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just like growing and just realizing like the freedom to be able to think out ahead, to be able to plan a trip and not have to plan around your bills. So I respect that approach. And I feel like the reason I didn't have that approach for majority of my life is because I never had a stable income. I was always a hustler, entrepreneur. So it's kind of a challenge when you don't have stable business coming in to be able to make stable plans. And I didn't realize how much of a challenge it was until I started to take contracts that were a little more stable. And also this was like to have a job, because if I know that I got this contract for 6 months and this contract for 6 months and this contract for 6 months, I know that I can plan with this money, because now granted, sometimes people don't always pay, but for the most part, they do. Like if you're dealing with people that got integrity and doing good business. So that's what made me realize, like, damn, like instead of having to hustle and bustle for your next, because it's like having to eat what you kill. That's always been my philosophy and my mindset. But I just had somebody say to me the other day, like, you don't want to live like that. You don't want to have to eat what you kill. And when she said, I'm just like, you know what, you're right. Like,
what your food brought to you sometimes?
No, just knowing that it's food there. Like, just knowing you got food in storage. Like, you want to go out and hunt. The hunting should be for fun. It shouldn't be for survival. And it's like, when you eating what you kill, where everything you do is just you constantly in survival. You just don't know what you like. Motherfucker, like, what's for dinner? I don't know. Whatever I catch today. You know what I mean? And I just want to more so live and be able to say, nah, you know what? Today we're having steak. And tomorrow we're having salmon. And I have that anyway, but it's like I got to go get it on the day. I want to know Friday what's for dinner. You know?
Yeah. I would say some of my advice is, like, kind of to your point about the cash flow is try to make as much money as you can. Just baseline general. Yeah, so that's for starters. Because, again, whatever the financial guru shit is, do this, do the FHA, stack it here, Roth IRA, need more money, bottom line. So that's with anything. From there, I just think I started treating my money like I'm paying myself. And I feel like I start with like 20% off the top goes to savings / investments, whatever. 20%, no matter how much I get paid, goes to that. And then bills, and I always try to keep my walk around money. So I set the walk around money off top, where that's what goes into one checking account of just like, let's just say you walk around 200, 300, 400, whatever it is, whatever. That goes in there. Rest goes into the stocks or savings or debt, if you have some debt, whatever. And the rest goes to bills, and keep repeating.
And then you look up and you got it.
But don't even worry about what's outside of your walk around money. That money don't exist. It's already into bills, waiting to be
it's accounted for.
Yeah, it's accounted for, and the shit's already up for your savings. It don't exist. And all you have is the walk around money. That's the only thing money exists.
And I think that's a good philosophy to operate off of. And I think just getting more aggressive. I feel like another thing too, man, we got tricked into feeling like we needed to have 10 income streams. And as I noticed, like, that 80-20 shit for real, when they say like 80% of your success is gonna come from 20% of what you do. And that's what you should put all of your time and energy into. And the more I scale back, the more I see myself scale up. Like, the more I said, all right, I'm not going to have this business, that business, because it sounds good, it look good. But it's like when I just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this and that. Now I'm seeing this and that grow at a rapid pace because I'm putting all of my time and energy into this and that, or whatever the case may be. You said what? Yeah, so that's kind of like just where.
Or people work 10 jobs instead of trying to find a one job that pays much as the 10 jobs.
Yeah, because it don't. Honestly, like I believe time to be an illusion, but I do feel like how you allocate your time is important. And if you're allocating your time in 10 different ways, how much could you expect that to compound? Versus if you was the 10x what you doing and put majority of your time, for one, you'll be able to free up time to do other shit anyway, and then you'll still get more out of it or whatever the case may be. So for me, like, I don't know, man, I just feel like in this phase of my 30s, I want to travel more. You know what I mean? I'm learning a lot about life. I'm learning a lot about myself. I'm learning a lot about relationships, even more than what I already know. You know what I'm saying? And just being in one and just having to have a family and different dynamics and, you know, being able to elevate. And it really does shape the perspective and make me understand, like, the different phases and the different levels of adulthood. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now I realize, my brother said the realest shit to me the other day. He said, because I'm big on, I want to pay all the bills. I want to take care of everything, you know, put the burden on me. And he was just like, yo, maybe the person you're trying to be in your 30s is the person you're supposed to be in your 40s. And then to add to it, my therapist was just like, yeah, man, you at what age? Oh, you need to have grace. You need to slow down. Like, she said, me and my husband took us 11 years to get it right, and we started late. So I'm like, you know what? When I think about it, it's like, you know, I'll be walking in a situation, I take on the whole thing, but it's like, whoa, that was crazy. I walk into situations and I take on all the responsibilities, but at the same time, it's like, in reality, that's what made me reevaluate the situation. My relationship, you know, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still handle the vast majority, but in order for me to get where I know I'm trying to go, I have to be more flexible in allowing sad things to transpire within help versus me just trying to say I'm gonna keep having these thousands and thousands of dollar overheads and then trying to find extra money to do the shit I want to do. And if I just cut it down just a little bit, you know what I mean, I can take that extra cushion and easily do the things that I want to do. So, you know, if you're a man and you out there and you're navigating through manhood, I think you should strive to be the best that you could be in every area. But at the same time, be okay with knowing that who you want to be might not be who you can be today. Not because you're not that person internally, but because your external circumstances don't allow for that yet. And it's like, you know, I really had to realize, like, yo, like, I got a family of 5, but this was a manufactured family. Like, we don't have kids together. So it's like, we can start what we're trying to do when we actually start with the kids that we birth versus it being a situation where, you know, granted, we're going to have this blended family regardless and we'll just add to the number, but it don't have to be like, it's like when I felt like I was trying to have reparations for what I couldn't do for my kids when they was younger. So I'm like, all right, I'm getting a little bit more money. Now I'm trying to do it now. But it's like, nah, in reality, I'm got to keep going because it's like, if they don't get it till they 18, so what? I never got it given to me. So it might be meant for my oldest to get it at 20, my youngest to get it at 14, my stepdaughter to get it at 17, but my kids that we have at that age to get it at 3.
Or whenever the age is.
Or whenever the age is. It's just whenever, because it's like, you know, sometimes as parents, we burden ourselves with trying to give them what we couldn't give them when we thought they should have had it. If your daughter was 5, she never been to Disney. Now you're trying to hurry up and get her there by the time she turned 10 or 15. It don't matter. Whenever you get it done, you get it done. And I think that that's something that I'm more so accepting the fact of, like, you know what? I'm never going to have it the way I want to have it if I keep giving it out before it's all the way there.
Yeah, that was slightly close, but it's cool. Yeah, it's funny. I know, you know, we previously spoke about why someone at the pressure that parents could put on kids and saying, oh, you got to pay me back certain type of things I put into it. And it's funny because I was raised in a certain way, whatever, I'm already raising my child where it's like, yo, literally, I don't even see myself even caring about my daughter even buying me anything. As long as she kind of spend time with me and just be around me, embrace me, whatever. It's like, because I don't plan to raise you with any type of sense that you owe me anything.
I agree.
Yeah, and it's like, and also it's funny about the whole like Disney World type shit. I feel that's also just be like poor decisions type shit. Because it's like, I don't, you know, again, I'm so focused on the future and make sure she has shit I can leave her and she has shit to not worry about where she go to school if she wants to go to school and not have to worry about to even understand what debt is. And it's like, I don't even give a fuck about like trivial shit that's like Disney World. It's like, and I feel people be consumed, again, it's being short-sighted. Oh, we can do Disney World now, but then they're going to go to college and be in fucking debt, though. And it's like, who gives a fuck about Disney World? What is the path you're carving out for that child or even yourself? Like, are y'all going to be able to even be moved from where y'all at now 15 years from now? Probably not, because y'all have short-sighted visions and pursuits and priorities or whatever.
Have you ever been to Disney World?
Yes.
How you felt about it?
It was great.
You seem like the kid that didn't enjoy it.
No, it was great, but I also understand that my mom, she was consumed with short-sighted visions.
No, but you know, to your point though about being short-sighted, right? I'll even speak to my own regard. I feel like that was something that I've always struggled with. I always had I gotta have it now mindset, right? And I'm just growing out of that. Now I'm just growing into knowing that you gotta plant seeds and you gotta water them, you gotta water them, you gotta water them. And success is a product of respecting the process. It's nothing else. Like we talked about success in a previous episode, but in reality, it's just a product of respecting the process that determines how successful you are. Because if you understand that if I water these seeds every day, it could be sprout to become a tree. You know, it ain't no telling when that's going to happen. You know, it might not even get as tall as it possibly can in my time to be able to see it. But the fact that I unconditionally watered it is going to be something. Versus feeling like, man, I plant these seeds, I'm about to dig them up because where the fuck is this shit at? I'm about to go buy me a plant that's, you know, synthetic or fake or whatever just because I want a plant now. I was like, no, like I had to realize that, you know, you can't be short-sighted. You got to be able to see beyond 5 years. And you don't got to necessarily have your plan crystal clear, but you just got to understand that time is going to pass, and you got to be okay with navigating through that space. And that's why I had to look at life like a 12-round fight, where it's like every year, just 12 rounds. It's 12 months in a year. Each month is a round. Some rounds you're going to get knocked down. Some rounds you're going to kick ass. But every round you can't give up. And when you start to look at life like that, you don't look at years in a sense of feeling like you got to get it all done this year. It's like, nah, this is just one bout. And then that's the second one. That's the third one. And if each year you plan on compounding, you understand that, all right, by year 3, I should be here because I didn't put enough time and effort and consistency into getting there. The reason I was short-sighted is because coming from where we come from, our goals is shit like make it to 18, make it to 21, make it to 25, make it to 30. So we already behind the 8 ball on goal setting because we don't even have goals that actually create something of ourselves. It's just like stay alive, nigga. Like, oh, you made it 18, you toast up there. You made it 21. A nigga, really, that's his only goal. Like a nigga, you can't actually, yo, what's your 3-year plan? Nigga, I don't know. I'm trying to get to 30. Like so the moment I feel like when you get to your 30s or whatever the case may be, you get out of that rat race of life being sped up and you feel like you in that, you got to survive your 20s. I say it all the time. But when you get to your 30s, like the way that it's played is differently. It's like, okay, the game slows down. It's like you're not with your friends all day regardless because everybody has their own shit that they building. So everybody's less concerned about what you got going on and you're less concerned about what they got going on. And then your day-to-day becomes more routine where it's like, all right, I just want to go to the gym, pick the kid up, play the game, go to work on this on the side, go film that. And it's like you become repetitive to where the point you look up, time start flying because it slowed down versus when you're in a day-to-day survival just trying to make it to 21, trying to make it to 25, trying to make it to 30. So now it makes it a little bit more easier for you to be able to set long-term goals. Whereas I feel like in other cultures and ethnicities, they don't have the pressures of surviving. So for them, they automatically out the gate know what college they want to go to. Automatically out the gate got a goal and a vision on when they want to be married. Automatically out the gate got to understand what they want to be when they get older and how they want to do it. So they spend their 20s building their foundation. So by the time they're in their 30s, it ain't to say that they're super successful, but their life looks a little bit more settled and together than the average person that we come from. Don't even got to be black, but just from the hood. Because we spend the first 25 years of our life just trying to get there. Then when you get there, like, oh shit, all right,
keep your head above water.
What do I do now? And then now you feel like a baby when it comes to handling your responsibilities because you wasn't taught to look long term down the line. So when you say like, you know, just don't be short sighted and think about your kid's future, that's another thing where I'm trying to get more indulged in because it's like, yo, you know what? I do really got to start thinking about like, you know, I do, but I got to do it better. I got to do it more.
For sure, of course. And, you know, first step was acknowledging it. And again,
Nigga, this ain't my therapy session. Fuck you.
Yeah, but yeah, and again, I give credit to my parents because my mom was great in other ways, and her weaknesses was in other regards. Same with my dad, and he, even though he was like, you know, had less of skills, such as intelligence than my mom, one thing he had down pat was long-term vision and planning for tomorrow and just being disciplined in that regard or whatever. And I remember I think of like a microcosm of how their difference was the infamous baby shower actually, where my mom was just so hell-bent on just having this great, amazing baby shower, just spending every dollar and all this shit or whatever. And it was a great baby shower. I give all the credit to her. And my dad would just like, who gives a fuck about a baby shower? It was all this money for a fucking baby shower.
When it's just one day.
Whatever. And she ended up spending like $5,000 on a baby shower or whatever. I spent some money with her, but $5,000 whatever. And my dad, I remember everybody mad at my dad because he was like, I'm not participating in that dumb shit. Like, how much for a baby shower? And he gave me $5 in my hand. Like, yo, you a man now, you got a family growing, you need to put it up or pay some bills, go ahead, some shit. You need to handle some responsibilities with this $5 cash. And I thought I was like, that's the difference in the art. Both were appreciated and came from love, but they both just have different priorities.
So collectively, they gave you 10 bands. Yeah. You better not never smut your parents again.
Yeah, smut coming from love.
This is an entitled, ungrateful kid here. And like
untitled or entitled?
I said entitled.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Ungrateful. kid here.
Okay,
This motherfucker is crazy. So I wanted to know, right? Because you seem to have been raised around a lot of women or whatever the case may be. Now you had your dad, but at a distance. Had a stepdad, but y'all didn't really see eye to eye.
Fuck that nigga.
So like, yeah, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
So do you feel like how do you coincide amongst men? Like, what is your dynamic? Because, I grew up around a lot of men. So it's like, I know how to operate amongst men in every different phase of it because, I grew up with brothers on both sides and then I had a lot of homies. So it's like, I feel like, and then I had a step pop. So it's like, I had all these different examples. So for you who just like grew up predominantly around estrogen and whatever it can be, it's why you got a lot of it. Mm-hmm. But how do you navigate or how does it make you feel? Like, do you feel like you have a missing piece there?
Not at all, actually.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, not at all. I think I was fortunate that I had my dad, whether at a certain distance or not, my stepdad, that it gave me a certain sense of that missing piece, I suppose, whatever. Because my mom, like we said before, plenty of times where
what about being like told what to do and like being chastised? Like, did you have to go through that or no?
Like being told what to do?
Like in chastised, like I'm saying, like by other
like discipline?
Like essentially discipline. Yeah, I guess I don't like using discipline in a negative context because it's not a negative word. That's right. So that's why I say chastise.
Okay. Like, did that happen to me?
Yeah, like did you have to experience that?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I think my mom was a hard ass.
No, not your mom. I'm talking about from like the men in your life.
Absolutely, my stepdad was a hard ass. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, I just because men instill discipline differently than our mothers. So I just wanted to know, like, did you?
Yeah, yeah. Again, that's why even though my dad was in Chicago my whole life, whatever. I spent summers with him. He came here during spring or fall, whatever he came here, whatever. So I had enough time to kind of.
I got you. So it wasn't like he wasn't just absent. You talk about him like you'd barely seen him, like just holidays.
He didn't live here. Yeah. So
but if you went there for the summer, motherfucker, I mean, that's how
you interpreted my life story. Nigga, listen sometimes.
Ricky, was I by myself with that? All right, cool. So me and Ricky both agree that we thought your dad wasn't around.
Niggas don't listen.
No, we heard you say and give him his credit for his 3 life lessons. And it always sound like 5 speeches, 3 life lessons, but it always sound like it's a phone conversation.
Don't it sound like that was the 8 months of the year?
It never sounded like.
How long is summer?
It never sounded like y'all was together doing those talks. It's like he called in and just gave you the speech. It don't matter. But no, I guess I just asked that because I think that I do think that it makes a difference, like amongst how men operate when they had to grow up and like, amongst men, like having to learn how to share and negotiate and come to common ground and not always, because I feel like when you raised around, more women than men, I feel like then you get babied more, and that's not a bad thing because women are sent and meant to nurture us. But I just feel like sometimes that's where a lot of, and you're not like the entitled men and moms, but you don't give me that vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to know, like, if you had those type of scenarios.
And prove we was talking about the first jobs. My first job ever was my stepdad. Like, he was a contractor, and that nigga was like, yo, you 13, nigga, you better start doing some plumbing jobs with me and all type of shit. I was like, this nigga.
He could have gave you the other type of bricks, so you're fine.
And he was the first nigga, he was like, I'm gonna pay you, let's say, $100, whatever. Nigga gave me $50. I'm like, nigga, you said $100. He's like, no, you're gonna take the $50 and you're gonna save it. And that was the first time I ever heard about that.
You had some good. That was some good structure.
Shout out to my people, whatever. And
what was the name again?
Andre.
Yeah,
in real time, I was like, fuck you, nigga. What you mean? I supposed to give him $100. This bullshit ass work is hot as shit in his basement. What the fuck? But no, one of the greatest lights he ever gave me early on, whatever. So yeah, my first job was work with him in hot ass Philly homes, building bathrooms and shit like that, whatever. Yeah, so shout out to him.
All right,
but also about the success you spoke
in total, or that's where we at in the thing. Where we at though?
Oh,
no. So we probably don't even need that. That's perfect.
Also another thing you spoke before was the idea of like, can you just make me think of it? The idea of success, like, and speed.
Yeah, I got that from Neo.
Right. So speak on that, just that whole philosophy, and what does that mean to you?
It just mean like good things don't come to those who wait. Mm-hmm. It come to those who work. And like really go after it. And I feel like when he said it to me, it made me stop hesitating and everything. Like, it's like success like speed. So it's like if the opportunity is right there, what are you waiting for? Like at the end of the day, it's like if I'm being real, we could really probably knock out 6 or 7 episodes in one day if we really put our time and energy into it and really get the ball rolling. But we be telling ourselves that we got to operate on a once a week schedule. So when he said success like speed, it changed my whole perspective on how I approach things because I used to feel like I was moving too fast. Now, it's one thing to be moving too fast and expecting immediate results. There's another thing to be planting a lot of seeds. he said success like speed, it came up to me like plant as many seeds as possible.
Right.
Don't wait if a call come through. What are you waiting tomorrow to do what you could do today? Why are you putting that off for next week when it can happen? Because success will adjust to your pace. That's what I got from it. Like the universe will conspire to put the pieces in place to adjust to the pace that you're operating on, as long as that you have faith in that process versus you doing it, but you're doing it out of fear. Are you doing it? It's a difference. One time, my guy Marcus Black said to me, it's cool to move swiftly, but not hastily. And that made all the sense in the world to me too, because to move swiftly means you getting things done in a swift manner, but it's like it's structure to it. To move hastily means you're moving all over the place. Yeah. You're rushing. So when he said that to coincide with success like in speed, it's like, all right, I'm gonna move with urgency, but not in a way where I'm like rushing. Like how I chose to lead a hard drive because I didn't want to feel like I was rushing, but I also had a backup plan where I understood I'm gonna bring these flash drives and these SD cards. But thank God for Ricky, because Ricky already was ahead of it and he just already had the space on his hard drive. But it's like, instead of me rushing to find that, then rushing here, then coming here with rushed energy, I was able to sit out front for 10, 15 minutes and get my thoughts together. I beat you here for the first time. So it's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm just putting the small wins. Small wins matter. So it's like, just realizing like, all right, cool. I want to move in a way like even with this, like I want to get it done, but I'm in no rush. So it's like, success like speed mean what we waiting on. Like if you got the money and let's say like we could find a way to do something better with this. It's like, why wait on me? Why not jump out there and go the extra mile, because we both gonna benefit. And that's how I always look at it. Like I'm not waiting on nobody to get it done. If once he says success like speed, it's like every opportunity that makes sense, I'm gonna pray on it. And I'm executing.
Yep.
What about you?
No,
all right, that's enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
The speed of your answer is over. No, I definitely agree with that, and like that's why I wanted you to reiterate for the audience, whatever. But also to piggyback off that, I feel a part of that was also you just like kind of analyzing like new philosophy and adapting to and applying it. One thing I've started like embracing now with the idea of just like my age now and experience, just to truly just not doubting my gut. And I feel like I've grown to a point now where it's like, yeah, I don't really be wrong about too many things at that point. And I don't mean I know it all.
I get what you mean. It's your intuition for a reason.
My intuition, my experience. So it's like this, if I thought about it, planned it out, and it's like my experience or whatever, it's like this is what I think is going to happen. I don't tend to be wrong too much, but I feel like, whether it's like in communication with my girl or my job or whatever, I find myself in a situation where it's like, it's just me just thinking like, all right, know what's gonna happen, but I kind of either gotta make it make sense to other people or prove whatever. And it's like, to me, again, I don't really be that frustrated per se, like where it be like giving me anxiety or depression, but it's giving me really just like kind of crystallizing and insulating my confidence in myself and like in my vision for the forward. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm really kind of figuring out myself and what I need to be going and what I'm doing, because like my intuition is even becoming more like solidified.
No, to your point though, I agree, and I think even with age, I start to realize that like, just going back to the speed thing, still don't rush. Like, and I feel like that's one, like, I'm telling you, like, if somebody would have told me something gonna take a couple years ago, I'd say, man, I ain't doing that shit. Now I just be like, what the fuck is a year? Like, you know what I mean? When you look at this shit that's 12 rounds, it's like we already 7 rounds in. And it's about to be in the 8th round. It's like in January, if a motherfucker would have started some shit in January, now you look up, it's 8 rounds in. You follow what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. That's one of the things that helped me with age as well. And to trust in my gut, I feel like I don't really question my intuition. I think my intuition has been my greatest superpower, because I'm talking about like I think there's no such thing as being overcautious. Like there's no such thing as like you just gotta go with your gut. It's like if you wouldn't feel it if it wasn't substance to it. And even if you're wrong, so fucking what? It's better to be wrong than to be right. You follow what I'm saying? So I'd rather be on the side of it where it's like, man, I decided, that I didn't trust investing in that. My intuition told me. And even if it blow up, I can live with knowing that I went with my gut, because that wasn't my money. Maybe me putting my money into it would have been the luck that would have fucked it up for everybody else. And a quick story about that is just even when I was just at the casino not too long ago, and I stopped gambling because I used to gamble a lot, you know what I mean? Down to the point where it wasn't a good thing. Like my mom a gambler, my dad a gambler, like it's like in my family, so it's not good. Like I really love gambling. But I'm in there playing 21, playing blackjack, whatever the case may be. I was about to say Spanish 21, but I think I was playing regular blackjack. I'm playing blackjack, and I'm not going with my gut. And I just kept losing. And I'm just like, yo, I'm thinking about the table. Damn, I really want to hit on that 12, but I ain't going to do it because I don't want nobody to think I'm crazy. If I hit on this 16, then I won't hit. Then the dealer will get a 3. And I'm like, and now the whole table still losing. So I'm like, I'm in here playing for them not to lose, and I'm losing all my bread instead of just going with my gut and saying, fuck them. Like, no disrespect, but it's like, I never want to be the selfish guy at the table. You gamble?
No.
So you don't know how it go. But sometimes one person can fuck the table up. I never want to be that guy that just playing for self. So I try to be a team player, but this lady clearly was just playing for self because she putting hands in, taking hands out, sitting out hands, fucking the whole deck up. So I'm like, you know what? You know, from now on, no matter what, I'll lose betting on my gut.
This table from now
Real
on.
rap. No, real rap is all. No, it's not even that. Cause like sometimes it just make more sense to like you might if somebody betting 200 and I'm betting $15, I'll take the. Hopefully they be thorough. I'll take the hit. Come on, fuck it. Just get my $15 back if your shit clear. Now everybody don't got to do that, but if you playing with a good energy table, motherfuckers will see what you just did. I'm like, yo, give him $50 for that because he just made me not lose 200. I'm not gonna be the nigga that's betting $10 and let you lose 300 because I'm just acting like I'm playing with my life fortune. Like that's nutty to me. But you know,
damn, that's my last 10.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. I just hope and believe that it'll come back to me. But all in all, though, I just feel like just trusting your gut is key. You know what I mean? And you know, I think we're just. Would you got anything you want to go from there?
I was just gonna say that you know, my last thought was like I feel like my child. I feel like I'm happy when I had my child.
The one you taught the song.
Huh?
The one you taught the song.
Oh,
the song that we don't speak of.
Yeah. She
out of all the shit you could teach your kid.
She's on the winning side of history with that.
She on the Instagram talking about OV ho.
True story.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy when I had my child. I feel like I was in the right headspace. I was in the right position and direction, and I feel she's like a great case study for my continuing growth and focus on not being short-sighted. Cause I feel like again, me and my girl, my mom's having a conversation. Well, I feel like she's about to be 4 Disney World, and I'm like, yo, Disney World, I don't think it's going anywhere. So it's like y'all trying to go to Disney World this year. We getting married next year. We need to get a new crib and be in the right school district next year. All this other shit is happening. Fuck Disney World or whatever. I can't.
Yeah, I'll be like, I understand that.
Yeah, I can't give a fuck about it right now, and I feel it keeps me. Her lifespan, where I want to be by the time she's 18, keeps me on the track of like. Today is crumbs. Like I'm focused on the whole
I would still say live in a moment though, because the reason being is because like, yeah, you gotta find ways to do both. Like I love the fact that you're not nearsighted, right? But I also think that you should find more memories to create while she's young, because if you can expose her to it early, then it'll just that'll add to her experiences growing up as well. It don't got to be 5, maybe it's 7, but I don't think that disrupts her at 18. If you go, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you got to spend her college savings on it.
Compound interest.
Yeah, but not going could also compound in the wrong direction.
Of course. It's always,
because some kids never went.
It's always balanced.
And I've been 4 times, and 3 times was as an adult, and 2 times without my kids.
How about this? So I'll speak for myself. It ain't too many things I didn't do as a child, but it's also not too many things I did to set me up for an adult.
But I agree. So that's why I think the balance of, and I can't tell you how to parent. I'm not your child's godfather, am I? Can I be?
Open slot.
All right, we can talk about that. I got to see if I like her. Like, I got to be around her. Like, see what type of kid she is.
The OVO hold is probably help out her case.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, I don't want to mistreat her. Like, you feel me? Like, buy this one McDonald's, because I got a 3-year-old goddaughter, and just forget her. But all in all, I feel like, to your point, you did it though, and I think that's my whole thing. It's like, I'm big on it because, like, my girl, like, I'll be like, yo, we need to go on a trip. Like, we haven't been on a trip. She keep like, but what about the kids? Fucking mention them kids. Like, you ever see that meme where it was like, why you dress better than your kids? Like, well, I'm the one with the money. So it's like, why you going to all these places? Well, I'm the one that worked to get here. Right, but it's like, if I have extra, then I would take them. But I still think that they deserve certain experiences as a kid. So, but it don't mean that you got to take them to Turks or, Cancun or not like that. Like, it's like, if they don't get there while they're a child, that's fine. You're not a bad parent. Like, because, like, think about it. Did your mom ever take you? Probably not. So you got to understand that we work for our money. We got to do what we got to do. But if it's extra and you just got it like that, then, let them see the world early and often. Absolutely. But, if it's going to affect their child, their college fund, like Q say.
And to me, it's not necessarily real quick, not about affecting a college fund in the future, but also it's like compromising even short-term plans. Because it's like, all right, let's say we go to Disney World. Can we get our crib next year to be in a better...
No, I agree.
Yeah, so it's like,
but
I feel like
at some point, because I'm like that. That's why, you're speaking to the choir, but I'm kind of like, now I'm being a feminist, because I'm like, I kind of see where they going with it, because it's like, nigga, yeah, you could do that, but you more likely to hustle up the money and work overtime to get the crib than you are to pay for Disney World.
Or, back to intuition, y'all can shut the fuck up, women, and listen to me, and we go to Disney World by the time she's 6 at the latest.
No, I mean, I get it,
Yeah, and all this other shit already happened by now. Listen to me, women.
remember he was a feminist last week, so just understand who you're dealing with. But I mean, shit, I'm not even gonna act like I'm not tired, because we human. Got to be real with myself. Tired. It was way later than we've ever filmed. My dinner is cold. Just so we clear. So I stayed here overtime. All I did was take my sweat jacket off and filmed the whole nother episode, as y'all can see. But all in all, man, remember, we don't gatekeep on this platform. As y'all let people know, we grow. You know, we want to continue to grow. The numbers is up. Y'all been rocking with us. I've been getting stopped everywhere about the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. Q been getting recognized. And all he do is say, and stuff like that in my clips. But for whatever reason, people they fucking with him. So I want to shout out to us for being on this episode. I don't even want to put the number on it because sequentially, I don't even know which one it's going to be. But the fact that we know where we at and we made it to, let's at least dab it up to get here. Shout out to us. Shout out to Ricky for being consistent. And yeah, man, we growing, we building, and we just gotta stay on this. And just continue to show up for our people. Y'all continue to show up, continue to let people know so we can grow. Continue to get 1% better, because as we get better, we want y'all to get better. Remember that this is a billboard. So if you're looking to advertise your business, your brand, your rap career, I don't give a shit. Whatever you want to put on this screen right here, that could be shown on this screen right here, we would like to have you. So just ask us for more information. We'll give it to you. And we just want to continue to help you grow. We want to continue to grow. So you already know where y'all can find me at with WSC. Where can they find my guy Q?
Right on Q Live, right on the right side on QUE Live, right on Q Live.
Y'all can follow the network at wolfnetwork.wsc and then subscribe to us on YouTube, Wolf Network, and then just get us on Apple Podcasts, the Wolf Has Spoken Podcast. We want them downloads. Go download it. Make sure you share it with a friend. Till we see y'all next time. You already know, man. The Wolf Has Spoken.